We're starting part 3, and now we're going to work on the picture. And there's a couple of areas on this particular document, the publisher, that I'm going to show you first. If you go up to View, you can get everything smaller so you can actually see what's on the full screen here, and you'll be surprised when I go to 33%. There. So this is now 33% of what it was, and it shows you, all the things that I've still got sitting all around to use. So I'm going to go back up to, let's say, 75%. And I use this one. I don't need these. Actually, I tried this one first. It didn't print as well and as cleanly and crisply. I would have tried to use it later on, but since I won't be here, I'm going to delete that one. I've got this one here, so I'm going to delete that one. And I keep track of which pictures I've used. And so November 24th, that's the picture that we've got. And so I'm going to drag this off and this, and I'm going to make it small just by clicking on it and getting a corner and making it small, bringing it up here and putting it here so that I know what size I use. What pictures I've used, and this can go here too, so that I know that it was there. Okay. So now I need to go find a picture for this next week. I've got some that I try a number of things. I try to make sure that the picture of the Savior is big enough to identify what the picture is about. That's not the case with this picture here. This one is good, and I've tried to use that one, but I have to shrink it. I have to crop it so much to get it on the page that it loses everything, because all the people that he's talking to aren't there. And so if I do this and this, then anyway, I remember that I still would like to use that, but I don't have the place for it. And I've used this one already, or a version of it. That's the one. This is the one that we just did. And so just as well, because I need to show you where to get these, and that's what we'll do next. I go to the church website. Let's make this big. And I'm going to go to, let's see here, I'm here, I'm pretty much done with this, so I can use that space, and I'm going to go to church, and I've got links there to get right to the church website. And I'm going to log in. And now that that's there, well, I guess I might not have needed to do that, but anyway, I'm going to go down to Gospel Media and click on Images, and then down below you'll see there's batches of pictures. There's the ones about Jesus Christ specifically, and that's in two categories. That's artwork and Bible images. The artwork often has some really good images that are high quality print ready. I click that, but I'm going to double click it. There we go. Now that's opened up that one, and as you can see here at the bottom, we've got 4 pages of these, and so we scroll through them, and if you need to see them bigger, you click on one, and it gives you it right here in the larger version. You can click on this and this and that, and down here in this area it describes what the picture is about, and often who the artist is who created it. One by One by Walter Rain. Sometimes you'll see this image is used for church purposes only, and on the program that is totally fine. Sometimes it's not to be used at all. It's here but not to be used, and they indicate that too. And so you look through, let's see what this one's like. That's nice, and that's nice. I think I've used that one. Anyway, so we're getting into Christmas. So we could start looking for, let's see here. Let me see if I can do Christmas. Now I did that. It gives me this list. Now this is some talks too, and so I'm going to click images, and that means that most of these should be images. Okay, you can see the word images here. Christmas, the birth of the Savior. Let's take a look. It's working, it's spinning, see? Okay, Christmas. These are, and I could have gone probably here to Christmas in this list. Christmas, picture quotes, nativity, celebration of Christmas, nativity artwork, Bible images. Let's take a look at these. There we go. All right. Ooh, that's a good one. That is a good one. I like that. The angel Gabriel appears. So that's the angel Gabriel. Okay. So you want to be sure you get ones with Christ in them. And of course not all of these will be, as you can tell. Joseph learns of the birth of Christ from Mary. That's cool. Let's scroll down a bit, see what we get here. Ooh, that's good. I like to get the ones that have a brightness to the picture. This one has brightness. Um, these are good. Even that one's good so far as the color goes. Of course, that depends a lot on if you're printing in color. The church has done so many movies on the birth and also the life of Jesus that there's so many good pictures available now. That's good, but you wouldn't be able to show all of this, and it wouldn't come out very well on the printing of the program. There's the one that we used this week. I'm going to go to page 2. Take a look at those. This is how I choose the picture. I go through and take a look at the ones that are according to the topic, and that is good. It's a little dark, but right there it's not dark. Let's see what else we have here. Colorful. And if you really want to know a little bit more, usually it'll tell you right down here what the description is. The wise men coming. Okay, so we've got that one. And we can go back. I like this. I'm going to go ahead and down. And you always want to do print copy. These are various levels of quality. So I've got to do it from here. Save image as. And that is going to go where our document church postcards and bookmarks, Sacrament programs. I'm just going to put it here. See what happens here. Okay. So I'm going to minimize this and go to where that went. Oh, here it is. That came out okay. Yeah. Okay. if you're going to be using black and white for these pictures, this probably wouldn't come out very well. I'm going to also shrink it to get it on here. Now the picture will move the rest of that down. Okay. When I right click and I do the wrap on this, I do top and bottom. That means no type goes to the sides, it just goes here or at the bottom. Now I can center this, realizing that you've got 5.5 inches for this fold, because this would be 8.5 by 11. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. So you're going to want to get this white space about the same as that white space. But if you move this around, you can see that line that pops up here in the center. That says it's in the middle of this segment, which is very helpful. And now I'm going to copy this, put it here, shrink it probably to 10 or 11. Remember that this is still at 75%. Let's go to view and do 100 so we know what size it's actually going to be. And I don't want it in bold, so I'm going to take it out of bold, and I want the picture and the caption to be close together. Now again, I will go through and do spacing on this, but that is how you do the picture. And when you're done, you keep track of them up here, and that's the same way I got these pictures. They were from the same area. And if we go real quick over to this side, since I've got it open, I'm going to go back to the church area and scroll up, click on this, click on Word Directory, which gives us the list of people and the shape and where they all live in our ward. But down here by missionary, I'm going to click missionary, and there they are. And if you've got Snagit, you can, or some kind of snipping tool, you can snip this and then paste it over to where you need it, and then you can resize it just by getting a corner and shrinking it or expanding it. Anyway, that's where that comes from. And we're going to minimize that. And on this side, except for this front part, generally there's not much else to do. So I think just a quick, I've got to do this, but that's different each time. And you can look at the prior ones that I've done, see how you want to do it. And again, you can change anything you want and do it any way you want with the bishop's approval. And this is your baby now, so have fun. And if I can help with it, more advice if I have time, wherever I'm at in the next month, back and forth to Idaho, I'll be glad to help in any way. So I guess that'll be the end of part 3. I'll give it some thought to see if there's going to be a part 4.